Over the last 3 years, I've tried just about every major AI tool that has come out. ChatGPT, Grok, Sora, Midjourney, you name it. But here's the truth, 90% of them are a complete waste of time, and you don't need to use hundreds of AI tools to be productive. You just have to use the correct tools in the correct way. So in this video, I'm gonna be revealing the 15 AI tools that I use throughout my day and how you can use them. By the end, you will have a complete system that you can copy. And this is the exact system I used as the COO of a tech startup that raised $18.9 million, and the playbook I've shared to hundreds of other people just like you to help them get more out of their day. To start my day, I like to wake up early. Call me crazy, but I typically get up around 4:45 a.m. And this is where I get an automated email that kicks my day off. It's an AI automation that I built that runs each morning and sends me a specific message. I built it using a tool called N8N, which lets you create custom workflows and meet the exact needs that you want. In this case, I want it to review my emails and alert me of anything urgent, share pricing info for some of my investments, tell me what I have on my calendar along with any workouts for the day, and also pull an inspirational quote from one of my favorite business people. Next up, I'll tackle something that kills everyone's productivity, and that's email. As I'm still waking up, I get my brain going by going through any emails using a tool called Superhuman. This is an email tool designed to be the fastest way to get through your email using keyboard shortcuts and AI. To use it, go to superhuman.com and connect your Gmail. As you use it, the AI learns your writing style and drafts replies in your voice. One of my favorite features is comments, which lets you leave internal notes on email threads so only you and your team sees it. This is one of my top used tools. I've sent 8,900 emails through Superhuman and have marked 136,000 emails done. I literally use this every day, and the keyboard shortcuts truly save you a ton of time every day. I promise you that. And while going through these emails, I use a tool called Whisperflow, which is an AI-powered voice-to-text tool. I talk into my computer, it transcribes it to text. But where I love it is that it takes that speech, adapts it for the channel that I'm using it on, let's say it's email, Slack, iMessage, and removes any word fluff. You can download it from whisperflow.ai, go through the setup process. It's pretty straightforward. I will call out, this is definitely awkward for the first day. I'll be using it and my girlfriend in the other room will be like, "Are you talking to me?" And I'm like, "No." But speaking is 4 times faster than writing text. So if you're able to find places to use this, you will save time. The places that I use it the most are sending low pressure emails that don't have to be perfect, providing team updates along with feedback, and as well as note taking when I'm on the go or doing my Ironman bike rides. Okay, so once I get through my email, my brain's getting dialed in. Now it's time to go through the deep creative work, which leverages my content creation AI stack. Quick definition, your stack or your AI stack is the combination of tools you use and when you use them in your workflow. If you get the sequence right, everything falls into place and you're able to be that much more productive. I use Claude Projects for writing. Claude is Anthropic's AI tool, which is the best in the business for writing. In my opinion, it's way better than ChatGPT because the output actually sounds like me, and using their project feature is what I use every single day. To use this tool, you go to claude.ai, click projects, and create one for your work. I upload my brand guidelines, example scripts, target audience profile, and writing style guide. And now whenever I use it, Claude knows my voice and audience automatically, so it can draft writing that's immediately in my voice. I don't have to retrain it every time. And a quick tip here is I use Google Drive for all data management because it integrates seamlessly with Claude, ChatGPT, and Gemini. And that way, if I update it in one place, it'll trickle down to all the other tools in my AI stack. After I use Claude to help me with writing, I bring it to a tool called type.ai to help with the finishing touches. This is a writing interface that shows AI suggested edits in line. It's similar to Google Docs suggestions, but AI powered. You paste in your whole draft into Type AI, and then you can have it shorten it, suggest improvements, or give it a custom prompt. And then you go through one by one and accept it or reject it. The critical part here is that this is a tweak to improve the efficiency in the workflow. For things that I do every day, even small improvements make a massive difference. In this case, I don't have to go back and forth copy and pasting suggestions from Claude or ChatGPT on the revision period. It'll have it directly in there, and I'll either hit accept or decline. It's a really fast way to do this. There is a deeper lesson in here to keep in mind. If you're going through your workflow and you wish the tool that you were using did something, there's probably another tool out there that already does it. As I was continuously writing script, I was thinking about a tool that would do exactly what type.ai did, and I was debating building it. But then I searched for it and I found exactly what I wanted, saved me a ton of time, and this is way better than anything I would have made. So in today's world, if you're facing a problem, someone else probably is as well, which means a tool is probably made for it. And type.ai is pro for a trial, but here's a quick pro tip that will probably get AI startups mad whenever you're using these free trials. If your email is austin@gmail.com, you can add a plus at the end of it to make a new account without having to create an entirely new email. How this works is if you add austin plus test@gmail.com, every email that gets sent there will be forwarded to your austin@gmail.com. So you can continuously make new accounts that are free for any of these AI softwares. I apologize to all the startups out there that I may have just messed up. That's the writing process, but that's just half the battle. Where AI gets really powerful and where most people have no idea what they're doing is creating professional visuals in seconds. And so this is my AI image and video generation stack. After creating a script, it's all about creating professional visuals to enhance that script. Here's an example of where I've used it in the past for videos that get hundreds of thousands of views. I'm going to count all the AI generated assets you see. 1, 2, 3. These used to be nearly impossible to make, but now it takes minutes, if not seconds. Here's the exact process I use. I use ChatGPT for prompt engineering. Before generating images, you need a great prompt. And so what ChatGPT can do, in my opinion, it's the best general purpose AI, and I use it to create optimized prompts for specialized tools. To create an optimized prompt, I'll write into ChatGPT, create an optimized nano banana prompt for a futuristic tech office with cinematic lighting and warm tones. This is a hack. Just use AI to make perfect prompts for AI. It's really that simple. Then for anything image generation, I use Nano Banana because it's currently best in class, and it's not really even close. Go to gemini.google.com and then select image generation. Use the prompt that was created by ChatGPT and create the image. Now I want to take that image and create a video. Video generation VO 3.1 is currently best in class, and I expect Google's video gen models continue to be the best, so just use whatever the newest one is. This model can create videos from scratch, but my favorite use case is actually turning static images into video clips. So here's how I use it. I upload the image created by Nano Banana, then I prompt VO 3.1 with how I want to adjust the image. For example, make the person move in slow motion. In this case, you can also use AI like ChatGPT or Gemini to create the prompt that you actually use to generate the video. The same exact workflow that we did for the image. Another thing that you can do is you can add a final image to the tool and it'll create a video starting with the first image and ending with the last image. It's super powerful when you're trying to tell a story. Okay, so we've created an image, we've created a video, and in some cases you may need to play with audio. And in that case, 11 Labs is best in the business. You can clone your voice, generate voiceovers, and translate audio to a new language. If you have the right use case, it's very powerful. Go to 11labs.io and check out the tool. There's a bunch of different functionality. One thing that I've done is I've trained my own voice so I can put in any text and it'll sound like me. This whole process might seem like a lot, but it's really pretty simple. Once you nail this workflow, you'll create better content in an hour that previously took most people a full day. I really do wish I had this when I was growing my marketing agency about 3 years ago. We produced thousands of videos a month for founders and brands, and we had to do it from scratch, like our ancestors did it. Not anymore. Those days are over. At this point, it's usually around 9 a.m., and I've done a lot of the content creation stuff, and so now it's time to prep for the rest of the day. This is how I prep for presentations and browse the internet. One tool that helps me with internet browsing is called Comet, and it's produced by Perplexity. This is a web browser with AI functionality directly in it. Think Chrome, but AI native. And as you're using it, you can access AI directly from the website without having to pull up a new tab or use a different tool. One example use case, I recently had to go to A16Z's portfolio page and I had Comet create a table with company names and URLs. And then Comet will actually take over your browser and you'll see it in real time taking action. If you're spending time on a browser, which you probably are, it makes sense to have AI intertwined. And no matter what browser you're using, one pro tip I tell everyone to do is set ChatGPT or Perplexity as your default search engine. I use ChatGPT search. So when I type in the browser, instead of it going directly to a Google search, it'll take that same message and pass it into ChatGPT. This is a forcing function to have you use AI throughout the day. I pair Comment with a tool called Raycast, which is described as the shortcut for everything. By hitting Command plus space, it opens a terminal on my computer, and I use this to do quick math, look at my clipboard history, and also prompt AI with some basic questions. I think everyone who has a Mac specifically should use Raycast. I'll then occasionally have to create presentations and graphics to share to my broader team. And for this, I use a tool called Napkin, which is really awesome. It converts text descriptions into professional diagrams and graphics. If you go to napkin.ai, you just type what you want. For example, show a funnel with 3 stages: awareness, consideration, and decision. And Napkin generates different visual options. You pick one, you download it, you drop it into your presentation. You can also customize the colors and adjust it if you like. And I love this because it lets you focus on the content versus spending 30 minutes making a PowerPoint graphic look pretty. Okay, let's step back. At this point, I've powered through emails, I've done deep creative work, I've browsed the internet, done research, and prepped for a future presentation. Next, I usually train for my Ironman that's coming up. And so this is where where my AI audio stack comes into play. So I spend hours biking, running, swimming, and I don't think that this time should be wasted. To help capitalize on this, I use two tools. The first is Speechify. This tool allows you to convert written text into audio. Think of like having a narrator read articles, PDFs, or web pages. Go to speechify.com, find an article, click the extension, and hit play. It reads the article with a natural voice, and I listen to it at 1.5 to 2x speed. I like this because it unlocks a whole new medium of content. Previously, you could really only listen to podcasts or audiobooks, but now written text I can now listen to, and I sure as hell am not going to be reading it. I felt I needed to throw this in. If you're looking for the first article to listen to, look up Nathan Barry's Ladders of Wealth Creation. This is one of my favorite articles on the planet. I'm going to link it in the description. I think it's an absolute must read or listen. Then in addition to that, I use voice mode on Grok for brainstorming. To access this, open Grok on your phone, tap voice mode, and just start talking. While biking or running, I'll go back and forth with it, kind of like having a conversation, but on the other side of the phone is a genius that knows every answer you could ever want. I like Grok because I find it has a little more spunk to it than other AI models, and it's crazy to say, but it feels more human, which makes the experience better, and it just feels like you're having a genuine conversation with a person. Once I'm done with my workout, I'll go and I'll eat lunch. And if you're into calorie tracking, this is where a tool called cal.ai could come into play. You take a photo of your meals, it'll tell you approximately the calories, and I'll create a meal log based on the photo. For me, I don't really use it, but if it's something that interests you, that's out there. Now, before I get into the second half of my day, which is all about building automations and experimenting, which probably is the most important part of the day, one thing I want to call out is that a lot of people are worried that AI will replace them. And for anyone watching this channel, I want you to feel excited about AI, not worried. That's why I created a completely free 5-day email course that gives you a complete playbook on how to use AI to become irreplaceable. If you want to click the first link in the description, drop your email and I'll send it over immediately. If it's not helpful, you can just unsubscribe anytime. No problem. So if you're interested, click the first link in the description and join hundreds of other readers who've loved it enough to share it with their friends. And no, there are no upsells. Okay, so let's break down the various AI agents I use and the automations that I experiment with. Second half of the day, I like experimenting and trying new things, and AI agents are extremely fascinating to me right now. The AI agent world is confusing because there are different levels to it. So I'm gonna break down the 5 I use, organized from simplest to most complex. A quick AI agent definition: think of regular AI as a consultant that gives you a strategy, and think of an AI agent as something that actually executes the strategy for you. So level 1 is ChatGPT Agent. This is ChatGPT's product that is simple, and you prompt it the same way you would ChatGPT. To use it, go to ChatGPT, hit the plus, and then select Agent Mode. One of my favorite use cases is having it do real estate investment research for me. For example, you could say, find 5 properties in Jersey City or whatever your region is under 800K with 2+ bedrooms. Create a comparison spreadsheet. Reference this doc for exactly what I'm looking for. And that'll link out to a doc, which I've already established what I'm looking for. And the beauty here is you can schedule it to run whenever you want so that you don't have to mindlessly scroll Zillow or Redfin for new properties. I have a video on 25 ChatGPT agent use cases that I'll link at the end of this video. Very powerful tool, and I highly suggest you getting your hands dirty with it. Next is level 2, which is Notion Agent. If you use Notion, this is for you. And for me, everything I do is in Notion. Notion Agent is native to Notion, so it has your entire workspace as context, and it also perfectly integrates with different Notion pages so you can create tables, databases, etc. For my opinion, if you use Notion to run your business, experimenting with this is a no-brainer. Just click the Notion button in the bottom and try out this prompt. Analyze my workspace, suggest 3 ways I can achieve goal, or let's say improve my business. I recently had it analyze my content creation workflow. It was able to identify a gap and then create a new Notion page with a clear way to fix this problem. After that is level 3, which is Devin, a software engineering AI agent. It writes code, fixes bugs, runs tests, and deploys apps autonomously. At IYK, my previous tech startup, we use Devin to help us write code almost every day. The key here is that it's a highly specialized AI agent specifically designed for software. As AI progresses, we'll see more and more of these specialized AI agents, because you wouldn't hire a painter to write you software. You want a specialized agent to do the task. And even if you're not using Devin to write software, the lesson here is to keep an eye out for AI agents in your specific field, because they're coming, and if you're able to pick the right one, it'll be an absolute game changer. Level 4 is a product called Lindy. We're now getting into more complex AI agents. Lindy is a platform for creating custom AI agents using natural language. It's simple. You describe the workflow that you want, and then Lindy builds it, and you can make small adjustments. This is is slightly different than the previous AI agent tools as it's more structured. This allows for more consistency when completing repetitive tasks. I would consider using this if there's something you do every day or every week. I like Lindy, but I love N8N. And this is the automation tool that I mentioned in the beginning of the video that sent me the morning update texts. This is Zapier meets AI agents meets low-code software tools. To use it, go to n8n.io. And so just look at the templates they have on their website to see what you can do. I use N8N to build out automations, and I'm often thinking about what process in my workflow can I automate. Here's an N8N automation that I use that looks through YouTube channels, Instagram, newsletters, and analyzes them against my brand guidelines and emails me weekly top news summaries. This is so I stay up to date with all AI news and create content from that. Think of N8N as your digital task factory to help streamline your entire business. But if I'm gonna be honest, the reason people are obsessed with N8N isn't because it's simple, but instead because it's very flexible. You can build incredibly complex automations that would be frankly impossible with some of the other tools. The automations I built with N8N probably save me anywhere from 10 to 15 hours a week. And I have videos diving deep into how to use this tool on my channel, so you can check that out. From there, it's getting close to the end of the day, so I'll do some admin work, I'll do some reading, I'll review work from the rest of my team, and once it's around 6, 7 p.m., I go through what I call my end-of-day checklist. This is something I think everyone should do. It's not really related to AI, although I use AI tools, but it's a checklist that I go through to prepare for tomorrow. You can see the checklist here that I go through, but I use 2 tools in this process. First, I'll use my general purpose AI, which I mentioned earlier, but it's ChatGPT. One of the reasons I'll use this is I'll land on a workout for tomorrow if I don't already have one. Next, I'll use a tool called Rewind, which is kind of Black Mirror-esque, but it's really cool. This tool records everything on your computer. That's screen, audio, meetings, and it creates a searchable log of your digital life. It's wild, but it's helpful to see what you actually spent your time on. Install from rewind.ai. It runs in the background recording everything. You can search history and it will find the exact moment. So what are you actually doing? What are you actually spending time? This analyzes it, so this way you can see if you're staying focused or getting distracted. It's like DVR of your entire workday. Scary, but valuable. All right, let's recap all the tools I use throughout my day. For morning deep work, I use Claude Projects and Type.ai for writing, ChatGPT, Nano Banana, and VO for image and video generation, and 11 Labs for audio. For communication and email, I use Superhuman and Whisperflow. For browsing, graphic generation, and general productivity, I use Comet Browser, Raycast, and Napkin. For learning on the go, I use Speechify and Voice Mode with Grok. My AI agent stack looks like ChatGPT Agent, Notion Agent, Devin, Lindy, and N8N. That's simple to most complex. And for my end-of-day checklist, I use Rewind and a general purpose AI, ChatGPT, as well as the handy-dandy Apple reminders. There is a lot that I covered here, but don't feel overwhelmed. Pick one painful area in your day-to-day right now. Choose a tool that solves it from this video and use it for 3 days. Once you see results and you feel comfortable, start using the next tool. That's how you build a system. You build on top of things, like setting a strong foundation. You don't try and do everything at once because it'll just collapse. Each of the tools I covered here are extremely valuable, but one of the most powerful tools is ChatGPT Agent. So click here to watch the next video where I go over 25 different things that you probably didn't know that ChatGPT Agent can do. This way you can use that tool to its full potential. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.